Let's sell this laser beam, because I don't need it. Do I want to buy bombs? It might be better to buy 2 plasma beams, actually. I wish selling was a little faster in this game, though. I think 3 bombs is enough, and then I'll just buy, 2 plasma beams. Is that what I want? Yeah, I want to get 2 of them for the swamp and the desert and the swamp. That's what I want. 3 bombs. Do I want to? But I'm like, I'm kind of torn. Do I want to buy more? Do I? Dang, I walked away with quite a bit of money there. Alright. So now we'll use the cash card. Got $3,000. Let's see. We need 26. But I want to keep some money to ride the train. I gotta have money to ride the train. This guy sells asthma spray. Yeah, nothing new. She sells boomerangs and aluminum bats. Aluminum bat is worse than the boomerang, by the way. Then you don't sell anything interesting, do you? No. The berry tofu is used for a side quest later, but it's like you don't get anything good out of it, so it's just a waste of money. Alright, so we want a plasma beam. Yeah, bombs are actually pretty cheap considering how much damage they do. Nope. But we'll give this to you. We'll give this to you. And we'll give this to you. Alright, got lots of inventory space, lots of powerful weapons. Got 2 plasma beams. Got 3 bombs. And we're out of here, man. We're done. We're done with reindeer. Don't ever have to come back here if I don't want to. I might come back here depending on like how fast my plasma beams break. But plasma beams are really good because they'll pretty much one-shot anything for a little while. Like if you go to Snowman, they'll one-shot the wolves and almost kill Bigfoot and the polar bears. So like an attack from Ninten and a plasma beam will actually kill the Bigfoots and the polar bears. So we want to go to Spokane. Yes. So Spokane. One interesting thing about this game is they actually changed the name of all the towns. In the original, Japanese translation, all the towns are actually they're named after holidays. So reindeer is Christmas. I forget what podunk is. I'm trying to think. I think it's Mother's Day. Yeah, those red snakes have a lot of defense. There's a hospital there if you need it. And if you come down here, there is a hotel that they will let you stay for free. I forget if there's anything up in these rooms. I don't think there is. But there is oddly sinister music in this place. He lets you stay for super cheap. You stay the night, and then you wake up and... surprise! It's a Starman. We just want to have Anna defend. Starmans can actually use... I want to say they can use, actually, Beam Beta. But the reason you want to fight this guy... First of all, he gives decent experience. Not really a boss, but they can drop PSI stones. That's the whole reason. Plus, getting a refill is from my PP is pretty nice. He's not so difficult that I have to use a bunch of PP to fight him, so might as well. So these guys are all like, so what they're saying is the actual town, which is where we were on the side over there, the streets are overrun with monsters, so everybody abandoned the town and came over here to live and to hide out in the suburbs, more or less, I guess. But anyway, what you're supposed to do is talk to this lady. And she gives you the key to the Rosemary Manor, which is north of town. And it's also our next destination. No. So, if you tell her no, she disappears. But she will give you hints about where to go. Alright. So let's go to Rosemary Manor now. It's just north of town. Unfortunately, we're not that patriotic, so we're going to beat up the Eagles here. So, I don't know if I've ever told this story, but beating up the Eagles, that reminds me of my grandmother. So, I live in a part of Texas where, near Caddo Lake, which is the only natural lake in all of Texas, despite how big it is, which is an interesting bit of trivia there for you. But there is Caddo Lake has had a lot of like development stuff done in like the 60s and stuff, and it's kind of like as those people have gotten older and died, like you got to one of those situations where like the generation like nobody from the generation after could get in. So like the people that are now in their 50s. So like the people that were in their that are now in their 70s and 80s, like kind of blocked out the people that are now in their 50s and 60s. And what happened was, is everybody went to like further down the like not on the lake but in the river. There's a river over there, and that's where like all the the high stuff is. But anyway, the Eagles. Back to the Eagles. My grandmother operated a restaurant called the Flying Fish, and she rented the building, and she had just actually like signed she was about to go sign the paperwork. It's the day before she was going to sign the paperwork to buy the place and the land and everything around it. And Don Henley from the Eagles swooped in and paid double what she was offering, what they had agreed on. And she lost out on she lost her restaurant. So she, to this day, absolutely detests Don Henley. It's Don Henley, right? He's in the Eagles. I hope I'm not like lying to you. He's a member of the Eagles, and I'm pretty sure it's Don Henley. But yeah, it's a funny little story. Like, he's real big on conservation of Caddo Lake. He buys properties as they come up for sale, and he lets them rot. Like, he wants the place to go back to nature. So that's like why he's doing that. So this place right here is very confusing, and it's kind of like, you know that little puzzle where you go right, left, right in Magicant, the well? It's kind of like that, only it's a lot bigger. And if I remember correctly, you take the top 2 doors, and then you just go through the bottom door after that. These are bionic bats. One thing you need to be very careful with the bionic bats is they actually have a stone of origin. What that does is it stones you. So we're going to actually plasma beam this guy, and then yeah. Ow! They only have 50 hit points though, so they're not like terribly difficult to kill. Most of the enemies in here are annoying, honestly, and you know what? I'm just going to, I'm just gonna 4th slip my way out of here. Screw it, don't care. I'm probably strong enough. Well, I'm not gonna like 4th slip from these guys. These are from the, these are just regular ghosts from way back when. But the most dangerous enemy here are probably the armors. They have like 120 hit points and are really hard to kill. So they're fast too. Well, they've got like 150 defense. Like, the only way you're gonna kill them is with like beams. That's the only way you're gonna kill them. They are worth $300 a piece though, so that's pretty good. We just want to go down. There are items in here, but like, it's like a life up cream and some bread or something. I'm a little bit ahead of my EXP curve, so like I don't actually have to really fight any of these if I don't want to. Like, these guys are just not worth fighting. The ghosts are worth like 5 experience. Hey, life up cream. But anyway, this piano right here is exactly what we're here for. Alright, so now we're done. We're done. That's all we needed, my friend. We'll go ahead and heal. And I'm onyxing hook. I use the onyx hook to come back to Magic Camp because this is for this section of the game. The Magic Camp is actually very centrally located, and I'm assuming that's by design. Because Marysville is very centrally located. Oh, by the way, if you decide to fight the enemies in the Spokane Manor, there is one enemy in there you absolutely want to just not fight, and it's the Shroudly. They have a move. They have a last strike move, and it'll just kill one of your dudes. It's just not worth. The Sky Yiddits and Magic Ant have something similar, where you fight them, and then they they got their last strike in, and it does some ridiculous amount of 200 points of damage. That's the wrong way. I did that last time. So, yeah, everybody else is the only other thing you really got to worry about is the bionic bats can stone you. Be careful of that. The armor has a whole bunch of defense. Almost cursed there. I'm trying not to curse as much. Not just in my videos, but just in everyday life. I have a 2-year-old niece, and my sister, she slapped me in the back of my head for cursing around her. So. The armors just have a lot of defense. There's an enemy called Dust Ball. They have a lot of defense as well. But yeah, just run away from the Shroudlies and beam everything else in there. That's basically it. 80 points of pretty much guaranteed damage at this point in the game is a lot. It's a lot. So we're gonna go this way, past where the fish was that I beat up and took the hook. And we're out of here. We won't have to walk around for too much longer. There is we do learn the teleport spell in Youngtown, so look forward to that. We won't have to walk around so much. When we backtrack, that is. So you can go back to if you need to back out and heal, it's really useful. You Onyx hook out, and then you just teleport to the nearest town. It's very good. So our next goal is the Yucca Desert. This place sucks. And the super spray is actually useful here, but I think I'm going to actually fourth slip from the majority of the battles. That's what I'm thinking.